Okay, today I am going to start teaching my dogs the number 114 rally sign, the halt, down, sit, and then into a forward. So in order for my dog to do this, he needs to know ahead of time how to do a halt while I'm healing. He needs to know how to do a down very quickly. He needs to know how to go back into a sit very quickly, and then push off that rear end to go forward when I say heel again. The thing that I look for during all of this is, number one, that my dog has desire to do all these skills very quickly, very promptly, and on my first command. I also want to make sure that I don't have to use a lot of excess body motion. All of that takes time from my course, and so since I want to be fast, I want my dog to do everything on the first command and very promptly. Alright, I'm going to be using Card and Poe, and Poe's going to be on leash, Card will be off leash. You'll have a chance to see any consequences that I throw in during this. Remember that I am sequencing, and while I'm sequencing I want to be really careful that if my dog does something wrong, that I don't try to fix it and move on in the sequence. I need to take that skill out of the sequence, and I need to make sure that skill is right and the criteria is there before I move on. So okay, and make sure that you stay tuned to the training tip at the end, and please share all my videos with friends and groups and stuff like that. I'd love to get the word out. Alright, here we go. Big work. Wow, he looked! So that means I needed to do that. Good boy. Out. Good, out. Stuff on the brake. Oh. Good job. Good rear end. Get, whoa! Okay, I don't know if you saw that there. He kind of went like this with his head, so he actually was giving me effort. He was thinking, oh, I need to pay attention to her and not that sign. Make sure too that you take time to play and engage. It's part of the desire building. Out. Good boy. Ready? Ready. Push. Good boy. Down. Very pretty. So you kind of anticipated that coming up off the sit. So I want to reinforce that down a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and just play off that down. Here we go again. Out. Ready? Push. Sit. Good sit. Make sure you reinforce those halts every now and then. If you don't, they'll go away. I do it when he's in heel position. Down. That was a gorgeous down. I'm going to reinforce it. Down. Good boy. He was getting a cookie. Sit. Close. Good boy. So he knows close instead of sit on that. Close is my heel command. Get. So it means that this is the position that you need to be in. Let me try that again. That was really nice. Get. Out. Close. Here we go. Good boy. Down. That's a gorgeous down. Close. No, close. Good boy. Want to reinforce that. He was trying to anticipate. He's trying to think. I'm liking that. Out. Good boy. Close. Here we go. Nice. Down. Close. Close. Yes, good boy. Nicely done. Now there, he moved back into heel position, and that will clean up as we progress in our training. He's thinking, and I can tell that he's really thinking. He's giving me effort. He's saying, oh, close means I need to be in a certain position. So if I'm not there, I need to be there. And I think that's marvelous. All right, let me go get Card. Good boy. Down. Close. Yes, good job. Nicely done. Close. No, close. Good boy. Oh, there it is. Did you get it? Close. Right. Down. Good drop. Reward that. Yes, good boy. Release off that drop. I want to make sure that my dog is always bolting and pushing off those stationary positions. Ready? Get. Push. Down. Push. You're forging. You're forging. You're forging. You're forging again. No. Down. That's a lovely down. Close. I said the C word. Close. Good boy. Okay. So when I said close, he didn't hop back up into a sit, and so all I did is I just reached down and got his collar and pulled him back up and then praised. He doesn't get rewarded for that. Close means to be in a sit next to me if I'm stopped. Close. Down. Very nice. Close. Beautiful. I'm going to reward him. Close. Yes, good boy. Nice bolt off that. All right, settle. Good boy. All right, wrap up. I really like what both dogs were doing. I'm still sequencing different commands, so this is part of it. But I liked what they were both doing. I was real pleased with their desire. I was real pleased with their effort. So we will keep training. Stay tuned for the training tip coming up, and we will see you soon. You ready to go play? All right, let's go. Training tip for the day. Give your dog the attention that you expect your dog to give you. So in other words, when I'm out training, if somebody says, hey, Debbie, I got a question, or, you know, they want to comment on something, what I'm going to do is I'm going to either really nicely say, hey, you know, give me a few minutes, let me finish my training, or hang on a minute and I'll put my dog up, or I'll put them on a settle to where I can keep an eye on them, and I'll talk to the person, and then I'll go back and I will then train my dog. I really try to avoid someone saying something to me and me just turning my head and ignoring the dog to talk to a person. And the reason why is that becomes a cue to the dog. All right? I turn my head, you're off duty. Well, when you go into the ring and you say hi to the judge, or you look at a sign, or you look at where you're going, you're turning your head away from the dog. So inadvertently, right? We've talked about inadvertent training. Inadvertently, I'm teaching my dog the cue. When I turn my head and break eye contact with you, don't pay attention to me. And that's not what I want. So, you know, and I go into that in more depth in other training tips. So look those up. So it's really important. When you're out training with your dog. Give your dog the focus that you want him to give you. Build that habit. You build that habit, and then the dog will automatically start giving you more focus and more desire to train. So, all right, there's your training tip for the day. Have a lovely training day. Go out and enjoy the weather if it's nice there. And make sure you like and subscribe all the videos, please, because that keeps me motivated to keep doing these YouTubes. And we will see you soon.